Welcome to Fil-Am Showtime. I'm Nas Dangilan, your host for tonight. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest. Coming all the way from California, he's here in Anchorage, Alaska for a special mission. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome Mr. Chelito B. Torrijos. Chelito, welcome to Fil-Am Showtime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gandang gabi ho sa iyo.
It's been a long traveling for you, coming all the way from California. Welcome to Anchorage. Now, you are here for a special mission, Chelito, and tell us about it.
Well, I'm here basically to visit Anchorage and see Alaska for a few days, and also trying to find people or connections here, in Anchorage,
Okay.
to be able to help with a documentary video that I'm researching now. I'm calling it Alaskeros, Early Pinoys in Alaska.
Alaska, yeah, and you were, we were talking about it earlier, that you mentioned that there are lots of documentary made about Filipinos in California and other places, and you don't hear much about Alaska, and it touches your heart because you really want a story about Alaska because what, your father was here?
My father was here for a season in Kodiak Island. He never really talked much about it. That made me think about, and looking around in the Bay Area about documentaries about Filipinos. There are plenty of the farm workers, in California.
That's right.
But nothing about Alaska. The Alaskeros. There's one that I heard about. It was made by Thelma
Bacol.
Yeah,
the
Thelma
late,
Bacol,
the late
yes.
Thelma Bacol.
and I haven't seen the documentary that she made.
I can sympathize with you about trying to track what your father did a long time ago, and at the same time do something for the Alaskeros. But you're being involved with the filmmaking, and you have your first project. You actually went to the Philippines.
Yes, I went to the Philippines to basically doing a research about different project then.
Okay.
We call it 1898.
Most of you were Filipinos when you say
No.
group?
Group of different filmmakers, different
Okay.
ethnicities. We were researching and gathering footages or images, for the 100 years, for the 1898.
Yes.
And then
So were you able to make a documentary on that?
No, we weren't able to. But my visit then in Manila, my cousin,
Mhm.
he is volunteering in Muntinlupa. This
Okay.
is a place that there's the Jesuits, we call the PJPS, which is the Philippine Jesuits prison service. That what they're doing is they are basically helping parolees to get job training.
Right. When you say Muntinlupa, that is
That is
the biggest
the-
jail in the Philippines.
That is the National Bilibid Prison.
Bilibid prison is just like the Alcatraz in San Francisco.
He took me there to visit the prison
Okay.
and met with the director of the foundation.
This is composed of prisoners that got out already from Muntinlupa, or they're still sort of still a prisoner.
The PSP members are already out. They are already parolees. When the prisoner gets out, if they don't have families to take them back in, they wind up on their own or in the streets of Manila or in the slums or in the city. They become a member.
It's the Jesuits that's helping the
The
prisoners
prisoners.
to have hope. And this is very interesting because in the Philippines, especially when they know you are a convict, a prisoner, you're in jail for whatever reason, the society seems to look down on you like you're a hopeless case, isn't it? And it's very interesting. I had a glimpse of it. If you don't mind, we are going to take a break and just show our community a part of your DVD entitled Pagasa sa Paglaya, and I find it very interesting. I'm
Nabansagan
sure
ka ng ex-con.
our community will.
Andun yung stigma na andun palagi yung tingin ng mga tao na ito yung masamang tao. So, kagaya namin, sa malayang lipunan, hirap na kayong makipag-integrate sa kanila kasi nga nandun na yung brand na ex-convict.
Kung alam lang ninyo, naramdaman ko nung nasa kulungan ako. Kung alam lamang ninyo yung panahon na naroon ako sa loob, 15 taon. Pambihira yun, 15 taon ka sa isang lugar. Na pinaparusahan ka. Alam mo naman wala ka namang ginawa.
May lumalapit sa akin, sindikato. Sabi nila, sanay na daw ako sa bilangguan. Magtinda daw ako ng shabu, malaki kita. Pero hindi ko yun kinuha, hindi ko yun tinanggap. Sapagkat yung naranasan ko dito sa Muntinlupa, ayoko na muling maranasan.
Yung naging karanasan ko, medyo may kahirapan din tungkol sa wala kang dalaw, walang bumibisita sa iyo, wala kang kamag-anak dito sa Maynila kasi taga Mindanao kami. Yun ang medyo mabigat. Saka parang nangulila ka sa mga kapamilya mo.
Yung panganay ko ang siyang dumadaan dito at saka yung dalawang kapatid na siya nagpapakahirap para po pumunta lang dito at dalhan ako ng anumang gamit para sa pangangailangan ko. Pag pupunta po nga nila dito, hindi nila maiwasang mapayak dahil sa nakikita nilang paghihirap namin dito sa loob ng kulungan.
That was a beautiful clipping. I know that there's really a story behind these things. When you visited your cousin Cornelio Torrijos from the Philippines, he took you to Muntinlupa, and that's actually where the seed is planted. And you've seen what's happening there. What did he show you when you were there?
My cousin Cornelio, he is a volunteer at the PJPS.
Okay.
And what he goes in to basically visit with the prisoners, with the inmates, just talk to them, and just spend the day
Yes.
with a prisoner. The Philippine Jesuits Prison Service. I started a kandilaan, a candle making, a livelihood project. So,
Did Cornelius actually showed you all these things around, and you were seeing it?
we met with the director
I see.
at the office, and they explain what they're doing there, and they're starting this kandilaan to help and train parolados.
There was a transition, so you went back to to USA, and the project actually of doing a film of the Muntinlupa prisoners as well as the project did not materialize right away. Tell us how did it get about?
So Cornelio, my cousin, showed me Muntinlupa for a day, just to see how it looks like, how's life inside. What he does basically is, if we have friends or relatives that are visiting him, and he will set up a day to visit, the Muntinlupa. And I asked, about the visit in Muntinlupa, and I asked him if he can send me his materials about the Kandilaan, the candle cooperative. And at this time, hindi lang livelihood project. It became a cooperative. So it's already owned by the members. The PJPS,
cooperative para
yes.
lahat ng
Yes.
ng prisoners.
Lahat na prisoners that they can accommodate to come in to
the
train,
corporate-
to be trained
yeah.
with the sales and the making of the candles.
Yeah.
So it became a member-owned
So he
cooperative.
gave Nonoy or Cornelius gave you all these.
He sent me a 10-page email about PJPS, about the Kandilaan. So he directed it, I produced it, and edited the material. And then when he went to the Philippines, he went back home, so he started working with our friend also, Ruben Villarama. He's also our reporter in Manila. And he works for DCRH, that radio in Manila also. So that's how they got started. Bernie went around all over Manila into the prisons, interviewing the members.
And who provide the raw materials? The
Well,
Jesuits provide.
They were able to secure some funds, from the foundations, donations,
Okay.
from the people. They have benefactors, and awards, monetary awards
Right.
from the different foundations in Manila or in the Philippines. And that's how they got started with their seed money. Like, they have to come out with the money. It was also, if you see the documentaries, it was also explained how they got the money. So with that initial funds, they start to grow. Start selling the candles. They have people coming in. Some people were trained and are already able to have their own kandilaan, their small business production or manufacturing of the candles themselves in the family. And some they stayed and worked there for years, like 10 years, more than whatever, and made it their livelihood.
I'll tell you what, Lito, this is very interesting. We are going to share it to our community right now about this kandilaan or candle making by the prisoners' family, including the prisoners themselves. I think this is a very interesting portion of our program. So, without further ado, let's watch this kandilaan right now.
Ito ay isang livelihood project ng Philippine Jesus Prison Service Foundation na ang pangarap talaga ay maging kooperatiba na kung saan ang magmamayari ay ang mga manggagawang dating bilanggo, pamilya nila, at yung mga kanilang mga dependents.
Ang PJPS kasi ay nasa ilalim ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. At ang Kapisanan ni Jesus ay isang samahan ng mga kaparian at mga brothers. Ang nagtayo ng Kapisanan ni Jesus ay si San Ignacio. Tumutugon siya sa kung ano yung pangangailangan ng sitwasyon. Tutugon kami sa mga pangangailangan ng bilanggo. Nasa formation kami, spirituality, and guidance, andun kami. Yung PJPS, patuloy kami nagdadala ng mga tao actually. Marami kami mga immersion na dinadala rito, hoping na itong mga estudyante na to, mga taong ito, mga ahensyang ito, na sa pagpasok nila makikita lang yung sitwasyon ng lugar at from there gagawa sila ng paraan. Actually, ang PJPS ay parang ginagawa kaming tulay upang ipakita yung loob.
Si Father Vic Labaw, isang volunteer siya as a prison volunteer, prison apostolate. At nakita itong problemang ang mga lumayang bilanggo ay karamihan. Ang problema ay kung paano makakuha ng isang magandang hanap buhay. Pero pagdating sa Paglaya, ang katanungan ay saan siya pupunta. Kung ang kasong ipinasok niya sa loob ay kung murder, homicide, iba pa, malamang na hindi siya babalik doon sa dating lugar niya. Kasi nga, nandun yung complainant.
Tagapagkasinan kami sa Carmen. Pag dumadalaw ako noon, 1 month lang, isang base lang sa isang buwan talaga. Tapos pag nag-announce kasi si Father Vic Labaw noon na may mga kinukuha daw sila ng mga asawa ng bilanggo ng kandila. Kaya yun, nung naisip ng asawa ko, ipasok daw ako dito. Kaya mag 9 years na ako dito.
Yung moldehan namin, 50 lang ito ngayon. Medyo may matigas din. May matigas din na parang kumakapit dito sa Pagaya, ito, malambot naman. Po yung inmate po. Siya, mga 30 siya dyan. Yung mga karanasan na pagdalaw, mahirap. Iba ka sa mga kabataan nung panahon na yun kasi complete ang pamilya nila, tapos sila, ako, siyempre, bilanggo ang tatay ko, iba yung pagtingin nila sa sa akin, gano'n.